Hello there, welcome to Q&A Monday. Today we have a question from Annette Phillips. Yes, I noticed we have the same name, Annette. Annette wrote, "Hello fellow Annette. I have created a beautiful mindful app that focuses on relationships. It's called Take Two, 2 minutes to a better relationship. I would love to know how best to market this app. Here is the website and the app store if you'd like to take a look. I love your energy. Thank you so much for your help." Thank you so much. All right, let's get into Annette. Today I'm going to cover 3 different types of strategies. One is low cost, one is no cost, and one is high cost. I know you don't want that one. Let's get into it. I'm just going to share my screen. Give me a second. There we go. And there I am down the corner. Okay, fantastic. Now, the first thing I said we're going to do is the 3 different types. So we've got 3 different ways that we can do marketing. The first one is what we call no cost. And no cost is obviously the best, but it does take a fair bit of time to do, right? Now, excuse me, I am using my stylus and my stylus is a bit broken. And I can't wait for the Herpreneur stylus pens to actually come in. They're absolutely gorgeous. You can now go ahead and grab one. I'll tell you how in a second. The beautiful pen for Herpreneur, it's like a Swarovski pen. It's got beautiful crystals in the end. It's a stylus. It's also a pen, so you can write with it. And everybody that writes a review on iTunes or writes a review at the bottom of the Annette Lackovic post for the episode that you love, you need to do that. And then you need to email us to say, hey, this is me that wrote it. And this is my address. We know where to send the pen to. This is not the pen. We are still waiting for them to arrive, but we are collecting names right now, thanking you for supporting the show. Anyway, back to it. So we have no cost. Then we have low cost. Doesn't take much money. Normally takes a little bit extra time. Then we have high costs. And look, I know you probably don't want that one, but we're going to go into just some real easy strategies, which most people know how to do high cost. The most important thing is, how do you do no cost? And I'm thinking, because yours is an app, and your app, I've gone and checked it out, is $1.49. So it means it's a low price, which means you need high volume, right? You need lots of traffic, you need lots of transactions, lots of subscriptions. The challenge is how do you get all that traffic at no cost? And the very first thing I'm going to go through is Facebook groups. And the other one is alliances. And they could actually end up being the same thing. Let me explain. Facebook groups. There are Facebook groups out there that have your clientele. And they are non-compete, meaning you need to find out who is out there that complements my business, but we do not compete. Now, I watch one of your Facebook videos as well. Yes, you're probably horrified that I've just stalked you out for the first 5 minutes, checking out what it is you do, and so I can really help you. So one of your videos, it's with a video with you and your friend, and you actually talk about relationships. And there are 3 different types of relationships you spoke about. There's the relationships that everybody thinks is the partnership, the lover, the passion, right? Bringing that passion back. The second one you said is relationships with other people, your relationship with your friends and your family. And the third one, which was the most important you pointed out, which is relationship with self. So I've actually done a bit of research for you, and there are some groups out there that have your type of clientele that you can help. And when I talk about this, it is we want to help them through free education. Free education is one of the best ways to be able to do a no-cost strategy, right? And to be able to get your message out there and get it out in high volumes. So there are groups out there that have parents' relationships may be struggling because they've got a child with special needs. Now, there's a special group called Thrive Tribe. And there's 2 girls that run that, Stephanie and Sandy. And these 2 ladies help parents get healthy and they help with their relationships as well, because they understand how taxing it is on the parents when they've got children of special needs, right? So that is one great alliance that you could create, and they've got a Facebook group. I'm going to go into this a little bit deeper about what you can do, and it actually blends in with your no-cost strategy. I found another one as well. It's mums who are free, and it's women that have gone through abusive relationships. They're now going back out into the world, and they go through a lot of personal development. So you can see that if you start to really put pen and paper down and have a look at who are all the different types of Facebook groups out there that are helping people when it comes to self and it comes to them really getting out in the world or better in their relationships. Now, on Instagram, you could also try and look for some coaches. There's a coach called the Soulmate Coach. There is the Divorced Go-To Girl. Thrive Tribe is there again. So these people obviously deal with broken relationships that are under pressure, but also relationships with self and personal development. So let's move into how the alliance could work. The alliance could work that if they have a podcast, could you get on their podcast to educate? Do they actually have webinars where you can actually be on a webinar to educate their members and their audience? Could it be that you do a free 3-part training video on how to better your relationships and some little key points there? The other thing you can do, which is the next one across, which is webinars. Oops, if it spells right, there we go. Now, webinars are fantastic for you to get your message out and convert the sale. And this is important because we said that you have a low cost product, which means we need lots and lots and lots of traffic. So low cost are webinars. It costs more in time to set it up. And then it will be low cost because you will be using the traffic from your Facebook group audiences and your alliances and on podcast interviews and their webinars, using other people's platform to promote the content on your webinar. Now, webinars are very important that you have it structured, all right? So a great webinar that converts, there's a few things that need to go into that. And if you haven't watched episode, I'm not going to guess off the top of my head, but it's around the 60s, all right? Episode 63 maybe. And it's a Q&A live on me doing webinars, how to create high converting webinars. And on that episode, there is actually a downloadable infographic to show you, how to actually plan that out. But for right now, for the purpose of this training, you want to make sure you got 3 bits of education. So webinars have 3 bits of education, and then you want to go into the what, why, and how, what your product is, why it's important, and how it works. So 3 bits of education first to really get the breadcrumbs going, to get them hungry and go, oh yeah, this is great education. And then your invitation into the subscription. Now, your subscription is only $1.49. Which means you don't need to have a long webinar. The longer the webinar is based on the length of the price or the amount of the price that you're asking. So if you've got a $3,000 price, you've probably got a 90-minute webinar. Yours got $1.49, so you could have a minute 49 seconds. Probably not. You'd probably do about a 5-minute to 8-minute webinar. It's probably suffice. What you could do is offer that as a free part of education, or you go on the podcast show, you get interviewed, and then you give them a link for the listeners to go learn more about the app, and that's to the webinar, right? That's free. The low cost is really the time, or you can now use that as a page that you continually send traffic to. And this goes into low cost, and also it goes into your high cost. And your high cost is when you do your Facebook traffic, because the beautiful thing about a webinar is you can do a plug in and play. And what that means is you do it once, you set it and you forget it, and you plug it into a system that you send traffic to. The person puts their details in, they watch their webinar, and then they subscribe. And you could have that as evergreen, meaning you continually just send in the traffic. Now, the reason why I've got it to low cost to high cost, the high cost one is depending on how well you are doing with your Facebook ads. So your Facebook ads, whoops, let me just get rid of that. That's not working, but I am now into, just so you know, I'm into this section here, which is the arrow up, all right? My stylist is not liking me today. So it will be high cost if you aren't very good at Facebook ads, and it's costing you $3 per lead for someone to actually pop their details in to watch the video. That's not good. You really want your conversion around 59 to 79 cents for a conversion of a lead. But if you had that plug in and play, that people watch the video, it's nice, short and sharp, and then you've got the offer for them to subscribe. Pretty simple. So there are 3 strategies that you can do. Best thing is knowledge is power, but implementation is the most important thing, and that's what's going to get you results. Thank you for Q&A Monday. Appreciate your question. If you have a question for Q&A Monday, all you need to do is go to either my Facebook page, Annette Lackovic Official, or you can send us an email at hello@AnnetteLackovic.com and send us your question there, and I'll be more than happy to answer it for you. If you love the show and you are listening to our Wednesday interviews, please write a review. Write a review on iTunes. Come to our to my website page. Write a review under that article. It not only helps with the rankings of the show, it helps get the message out there for the women that need to hear it. And I want to say thank you for taking the time to do that by giving you a pen for the first 50 people that leave a review. Yes. So I mentioned this at the start. This is not the pen. My pen's broken. I'm hanging in, waiting for it to turn up anytime now. But the pens, they're beautiful Swarovski crystal pens. They're a stylist as well, so you can write and you can actually use it on your iPad if you've got an iPad. And it's our way to say thank you to you. So you just have to, after you do that review, let us know. Email us. Say, this is my review. Send me my pen. Thank you so much, guys. Can't wait for Q&A Monday next week. It's my favorite thing to do with you. Bye for now.